Netflix has been deliberately sitting on 10 of the most bone-chilling fantasy shows ever made, and the algorithm is not going to recommend a single one of them to you. The #1 pick on this list destroyed people emotionally worldwide, and most of you have never even heard of it. Stay to the very end because I will tell you exactly which one to start tonight. Let's get into it. Kicking it off at number 10 with Warrior Nun. And yeah, I know what it sounds like. Nuns, demons, and a magic halo. But listen, this show absolutely delivers. Ava Silva wakes up in a morgue after being dead, with a sacred artifact called the Halo of Adriel embedded in her back. Now she's got supernatural powers and she's thrown into an ancient war between a secret order of warrior nuns and the forces of hell. What really makes it bone-chilling is the terrifying creature design. The wraith demons that possess unsuspecting humans are deeply unsettling, and the hulking Tarrasques look like they crawled straight out of the underworld. The action sequences are slick, the mythology goes deep, and Ava's journey from reluctant chosen one to full-on badass is one of the most satisfying character arcs Netflix ever produced. Netflix canceled it, the internet went insane. And honestly, they were right too. This show deserved way more. If you haven't watched it yet, you're seriously missing out. At number 9, Gyeongseong Creature perfectly blends historical horrors with gut-wrenching terror. Set in 1945 during the brutal Japanese occupation of Seoul, the series grounds its monsters in very real atrocities. The story follows a sharp pawnshop owner and a fearless tracker who are drawn into a terrifying nightmare at the mysterious Gyeongseong Hospital. Deep within its basement, occupying military forces are conducting sadistic biological experiments on prisoners. These experiments result in a massive, grotesque monster born from pure human suffering. The creature design is absolute nightmare fuel, but the devastating reality that the human captors are far more monstrous than the beast makes the show incredibly heavy. Park Seo-joon and Han So-hee carry the series, delivering emotional gut punches that never stop. If you have been sleeping on Korean genre content, this brilliant fantasy horror is your ultimate wake-up call. At number 8, The Bastard Son and the Devil himself is criminally underrated. And you should not let the young adult label fool you for a second. This UK series centers on Nathan Byrne, a teenager with a massive target on his back because he is the illegitimate son of the most dangerous blood witch in England. In this brutal universe, the magical community is divided into Fairborn and Blood Witches, and the Fairborn Council literally keeps Nathan in a cage to monitor him for psychopathic tendencies. The show does not sugarcoat anything, and the magic system is incredibly visceral. Spells involve agonizing physical transformations, drinking human blood, and horrifyingly beautiful visual effects. It is a grim, hyper-violent, and deeply compelling watch with complex moral gray zones. Netflix unfortunately canceled this masterpiece after just 1 season, but it remains one of the bloodiest dark fantasy shows you can watch. Number 7, Brand New Cherry Flavor. Okay, this one is genuinely different from anything else on this list.
And I want to set his life on fire.
LA, 1990. A young filmmaker named Lisa Nova wants revenge on the Hollywood producer who stole her movie, so she makes a deal with a mysterious ancient witch named Boro to curse him. Sounds simple enough in theory, right? But what follows is anything but simple. What comes next is one of the most psychedelic, disturbing, surreal rides Netflix has ever put out. Lisa starts vomiting kittens, people melt, and reality bends completely. And Boro is something so old and so terrifying that you can barely comprehend what you're looking at. This isn't horror for everyone. I'll be straight with you. It's weird art house fantasy that gets under your skin and stays there. But if you like your content unpredictable, genuinely creepy, and unlike anything you've ever seen, Brand New Cherry Flavor is a hidden gem you need to experience immediately. Don't look it up. Just start it. Number 6, Sweet Home, Korean apocalyptic fantasy horror, and it is relentless. Cha Hyun-soo is a suicidal teenager who just moved into a new apartment complex after losing his entire family. He's completely alone and just wants it all to stop. And then people start turning into monsters. Not metaphorically, literally. Humans are transforming into creatures based on their deepest, darkest desires. And the survivors trapped inside this building have to figure out how to hold on to their humanity while fighting things they can barely look at. 3 seasons deep, and Sweet Home never lets you breathe. The creature designs are terrifying and the character work hits devastatingly hard. The way this show blurs the line between hero and monster will mess with your head long after the credits roll. Seriously, do not skip this one. Number 5, Shadow and Bone. This is epic fantasy gold. Elena Starkov is a soldier in a world split by the Shadowfold, a living nightmare of absolute darkness that physically divides the country. To cross it, you board fortified sand skiffs and pray for silence because the Fold swarms with Volcra, flesh-eating winged abominations that hunt by sound in the pitch black. Elena is a nobody until she discovers she can summon light, a power unseen for centuries. As the Sun Summoner, she's the only hope to destroy the Fold, and every power-hungry faction wants to control her. The show runs two parallel stories, Elena's epic journey and the Crows, a crew of iconic, morally gray criminals pulling off a high-stakes heist that eventually crashes into her world. Based on the Grissaverse books, this series is visually stunning and emotionally gripping. It builds a world so rich you'll never want to leave. Both seasons are available and they are worth every single second of your precious time. Number 4. Locke Key.
This is insane. There's a time travel key?
What's happening? He's here.
The Locke family loses their father to a brutal murder and moves into Key House, their ancestral home in Matheson, Massachusetts. What they find there changes everything. Magical keys hidden throughout the house, and each one unlocks something completely different. One opens a door to anywhere in the world, one separates your mind from your body, and another literally opens a door inside your own head. But there's a demon who desperately wants those keys, and this demon is patient, intelligent, and always 10 steps ahead. 3 seasons of mystery, magic, and family dynamics that hit way harder than you'd expect. What makes Locke & Key special is its balance. It can be wonder-filled and adventurous one moment, then absolutely chilling the next. Based on Joe Hill's graphic novels, this is comfort horror done right. One of Netflix's most underrated fantasy runs, period. Number 3. Cursed. And if you think you've seen every dark take on the Arthurian legend, this one is about to completely flip everything you know about it. Nimue is a young woman born with forbidden magical powers in a world where the church-backed Red Paladins are hunting every magic user alive and slaughtering the Fae people with zero mercy. When Nimue ends up with Excalibur, she becomes the last thing standing between her people and total annihilation. What makes Cursed genuinely bone-chilling is the villain angle. The Red Paladins don't feel like fantasy villains, they feel like history. Religious extremism, persecution, and genocide wrapped inside a brutal medieval world that does not pull its punches for a single second. Catherine Langford carries this entire show on her back. This isn't Arthur's legend, it's Nimue's. The Lady of the Lake gets to be the hero, and she earns every moment of it through blood, loss, and power she never asked for. Netflix canceled it after 1 season, which is genuinely criminal. Number 2. Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Forget the bubbly 90s sitcom. This Sabrina is something else entirely. Sabrina Spellman is half witch, half mortal, and she's being pulled in 2 completely different directions. Her mortal friends, her mortal boyfriend, her mortal life she actually loves, and the dark church, her aunts, her coven, and a destiny that prophesies she will do terrifying things. This show leans into the darkness hard. Satanic cults, literal trips to hell, demonic possessions. Sabrina fights the actual devil multiple times. And Season 2's finale, I'm not gonna spoil it, but it broke people. 4 parts, each one escalating the stakes to levels you won't see coming. The costume design is gothic and gorgeous, the mythology is rich and layered, and Kiernan Shipka plays Sabrina with this perfect blend of warmth and ice that makes you root for her even when she's making catastrophically bad decisions. If you think this sounds like a teen show, you are wrong. This is full-on dark fantasy, and it is phenomenal. And at number 1, Hellbound. This is not just a great fantasy show. This is one of the most important pieces of genre television ever made. From Yeon Sang-ho, the director of Train to Busan, Hellbound asks one terrifying question. What happens to society when supernatural beings start physically dragging people to hell? Heralds appear to random people and deliver a message, a date, a time, and a verdict. You are condemned, and when that moment arrives, massive, unstoppable creatures called executors appear. On the street, in your home, on live national television, and they brutally send you there. A religious cult rises to power claiming to speak for divine judgment. People who receive announcements are hunted before the executors even arrive. Vigilante mobs form in the streets, and the legal system collapses. And nobody, not the police, not the government, not the church, can explain what's happening or make it stop. Hellbound is scary because of the monsters, but it's terrifying because of what it says about us. How fast humans weaponize fear, how quickly a civilization cracks under the weight of something it cannot explain, and and how dangerous it is when people believe they know who deserves punishment. 2 seasons, a masterclass in supernatural horror that doubles as blistering social commentary. If you watch one show from this entire list, make it this one. And that is our list. How many of these incredible fantasy shows have you already seen? And which one are you watching first? Drop your answers in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell. And if you want more hidden gems that Netflix will not recommend to you, the next video is right here on your screen. Click it and I will see you there. Until then, keep exploring new realms.